Welcome to the Fenix News Report. Tonight, how's that presidential campaign going? And going and going. Plus, shakeups in South America and a fun, creative way for humanity to end itself. But first, time to check in on the presidential campaign, which last time we looked in on it had been going on for several millennia. Austin, who would you say is winning and losing in the campaign going into the debate next week?
Well, according to my research, the big winners this week have been childless cat ladies who are just seeing a huge boost in the polls. Now, that does, of course, make J.D. Vance the loser, but that's nothing new.
Yeah, par for the course there. More good news this week for Kamala Harris as she managed to score the endorsement of Liz Cheney. Yes, the Cheneys have been on a long road, from engineering wars in the Middle East to voting for Democrats. And if the current trajectory continues, the next generation of Cheneys will end up running Cuba. Full circle.
Hey, you know all that money that everyone's been shoveling in the direction of Kamala Harris? Well, now she has too much. So she's going to give away a big chunk of it just to down-ballot campaigns. Isn't that great?
Great.
I do wonder, though, is Trump doing that? Well, let's see. Minnesota GOP currently has $53 in the bank and about $330,000 worth of debt. Arizona GOP has less than $50,000. Colorado GOP has gone bankrupt. Don't get me started on Michigan. No. It does not look like Trump is sharing his money. What a surprise.
Hey, since Kamala has so much dough laying around, maybe she can fix the economy. Well, actually, according to economists at Goldman Sachs, it turns out she can fix the economy because they say her policies would be better for GDP. And if you are just baffled that the guy whose casinos went bankrupt might be bad for the economy, I invite you to pick your jaw up off the floor.
Donald El Pendejo Naranja Trump once again ignored his advisor's insistence that he, quote, stop talking forever, and instead went on TV to show his fans just how far down his own throat his foot could go. He said on TV, fully knowing it was being recorded, under no duress, this.
You get indicted for interfering with a presidential election where you have every right to do it. You get indicted and your poll numbers go up.
For those of you keeping score at home, that is the charge to which he has pleaded not guilty, for which he has claimed to be immune from prosecution and now is not a crime at all. The judge in his case responded by starting the day drinking a little early.
Former presidential candidate Joe Exotic has some advice for fellow felon and current presidential candidate Donald Trump, who he has endorsed. The always mature Joe Exotic thinks that Don should stop the name-calling and childish rhetoric, despite his incredibly long history of doing this.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Exotic, and we're gonna make an honest woman out of this bitch.
She even got your Big Daddy cigar. Looky there. Oh, that's getting the phone to ring.
Smile, everyone. Life could be worse. You could have a crotch like Carol does.
If you've been undecided in this election, waiting to see who Joe Exotic would endorse to light the way forward, then I have a question for you. Do you know where we can score some meth?
Trump's campaign has been asked by over 24 bands and musicians not to use their music. But the Trump family is a resourceful bunch, so they said, you know what? If we can't use your music, we'll make our own. So Lara Trump got to work on a new song.
Now, our legal counsel has advised us not to play this for you because doing so may constitute a war crime under the Geneva Conventions. But we know you need something to chuckle at, so I don't know if enjoy is the right word.
Without your bravery, we're all out of luck. No, this can't be denied. You gotta be special. It takes a lot to put you last and everybody first.
So Austin, we just went through an experience there. Thoughts?
Well, I hate being alive. I do. That was unpleasant.
Yeah.
And I wish that I was somebody else who had not heard that right now.
Right. Yes, we all believe that. You just these little guys right here, just rip those off. You don't need those anymore.
I wish it was my nose that offended me right now, but it is my ears, and I am going to have to go all Reservoir Dogs on these babies here in a minute.
Lose them. You don't need those. The remarkable thing about this piece of music is that the other person in the video is actually a pretty good singer.
Oh,
She has
yeah.
a really good voice, I think.
It was lovely. That part
yes.
was, words aside, like
Yeah.
if you ignore the content or anything related to the intended artistry of it, other than
Sure.
just pure ability to sing,
Yeah,
nice.
she had it. Life choices, not good.
Very-
Voice,
oh.
great.
Yeah.
Which made it all the more jarring when Lara Trump's voice came in. And it was, the sound of a donkey brain.
Easily the worst part of the whole video
Yeah.
was Lara Trump being associated with it,
Sure.
followed by everything else.
But the good news is that now Trump has that one song is it's like that and Ted Nugent, I think. So they have like maybe two songs,
What?
too, that they're allowed to use at their
I mean,
rallies. So they
lo-
doubled. They just doubled their rally music
It
inventory.
may be by marriage, but she is still a Trump. She
Sure.
will be suing them over the use of this in no time.
They're a litigious bunch, those guys.
Oh, they're mostly just made to feed lawyers.
Yeah.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is back at it. Love to see that guy. You see, Bexar County, or Bexar County if you're not from here, wanted to mail out voter registration forms to everybody to make it easier for people to get registered to vote. And now, Ken Paxton is suing them.
But wait, why? What's wrong with mailing out voter registration forms?
Oh, you. Because if people get the forms, they'll register to vote.
Right, that's the whole idea. Isn't that a good thing?
No! Jeez.
Why the hell not?
Okay. Because if they register, you following me? They might end up voting.
Right, and shouldn't we make it easier for people to exercise their constitutional right to participate in our democracy? Isn't that a good thing?
I don't even. Okay. Maybe I'm explaining this wrong. Go get me a corkboard, some string, and a copy of Jumanji on Laserdisc. The president of Venezuela has had an interesting week. First, his plane was seized by the U.S. because of crimes and such, to which he responded by moving Christmas to October. Reach for comment, Jesus Christ said, "Oh, thank God. My birthday and Christmas are so close together that people just buy me one present for both of them? It's totally unfair."
Brazil has banned Elon Musk's X, Twitter, I'm just going to say Twitter, X is a stupid name, after a months-long legal battle. To summarize what I assure you is a very interesting tale, earlier this year, Brazil's Supreme Court justice went after Twitter users who tried a little coup on the Brazilian government. Think January 6th, but in Portuguese. They asked for Twitter to cooperate and hand over information. Elon ignored the court order, which was likely under a pile of other court orders for silly stuff like child support, and decided to close the Twitter office in Brazil. Bad move, because Brazil requires a legal representative in Brazil in order to conduct business in Brazil. The court reminded Elon of this, to which he probably jumped up and down saying, nuh-uh. So the court ordered the immediate ban of Twitter in the country, fining posters up to $9,000 should they attempt to circumvent the ban via VPN.
While this has the effect of finally balancing a financial consequence with the mental anguish of having to see the name Glenn Greenwald appear on your screen, it was a windfall for Twitter competitor Bluesky, who reported 2 million new signups, one of which was the Brazilian Supreme Court. And the moral of that story is, hey, maybe don't piss off an entire nation. Might cost you some money.
Elon Musk has suggested that he supports the idea that democracy should be replaced with a government of, quote, high-status males. Jesus, this man can't come up with any original ideas. Elon, the U.S. government already exists.
A Navy commander was relieved of duty. The Navy, upon seeing the photo, lost confidence in his ability to command a vessel.
Oof, I bet he didn't see that coming. National Novel Writing Month, or NaNoWriMo, which is both shorter and more annoying. You know what? Actually, I'm going to call it NaNoWriMo because it's more fun to say that way. Anyway, they now say that they're cool with you using AI to write for their contest. And if that upsets you, then you're both classist and ableist, which was news to 19th century author Helen Keller, who immediately rose from her grave to be like, dude, what the hell? Well, she signed it, but the message is still the same.
Humans, constantly inventing stuff that'll kill us. Humanity's latest effort in self-ownment comes as scientists have built robots controlled by fungus. Scientists who should have known better if they had ever consumed any media have already integrated the fungus brains into the violent and ruthless circuitry of several evil robotic forms like robo-octopi and electric vehicles. Mushrooms, as you all know, provide humans with rich umami flavors and are notoriously averse to bright lights. But soon it will be humans seeing a bright light when the shiitakes pilot their death droids into our home and their fungal tendrils extend forth from their cybernetic forms and wrap around our necks. Please, I beg you, panic now while you still can.
And finally tonight, a brain surgeon in Austria is in trouble after letting her 13-year-old daughter drill a hole in a patient's skull. Listen, there's take your kid to work day, and then there's give your kid your work day, and you always want the first one. That wraps up this week's episode, but join us next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, where we'll be hosting a live stream debate watch party. Watch us make fun of the candidates in real time while furiously hoping that this debate is better than the last one, which we don't remember a lot because we drank so much. Till then, love you. Bye. So good.
Thanks, Todd. We will get no letters. No letters, sir.
Can you imagine if Jesus Christ came back to Earth with that one?
Bros, be like dudes, Eddie.
It's like time for the rapture.
Alright, everybody, come over here. No, you, come on. I want to rapture you. Tiffany, hey, Tiffany. Tiffany, come get raptured, Tiffany.
Oh my
God.